everyone, welcome to the OX Identities first AMA. I'm Chaos, and I've got Noel with me here. He's the head of the game development, and I'm the head of the blockchain development site. So um, if anyone has any questions like regarding the project and so forth, just raise your hand and we can give you all a chance to speak one at a time. But we just, everyone wants, all the team at 0x just wants to thank everyone for coming in today. And yeah, feel free, request to speak and we can answer any questions that you want. I'll just hand over to Noel for a little bit. If he has anything that he wants to say, introduce himself and the team and yeah, so, well,
Hey everyone, yeah, just I guess excited to be on the project. We are working our butts off over here, and I guess love the idea of everything that's happening, and we're really confident about the future to come. So yeah, hit us with anything. And we've got some notes written down from some of the previous questions, so I guess I'll leave it to you to take off on the questions. I guess.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I'll open up some of the questions from the if anyone has any questions in the meantime, you can raise your hand and we'll allow you to take the floor and yeah, we could go from there. So all right, so we had a question from Simon. I mentioned this earlier, but would it be possible to still release Gen 1 pass to whitelisters somehow? I just like the design, and it would be cool to have it as sort of as a memorabilia for when the project grows. So on that one, so all of the people that completed the whitelist, anyone that is going to mint the Gen 1 identities, we will take a look at the contract, see who's minted, and we will airdrop the Gen 1 pass out with the identity. So they'll come. You'll get your Gen 1 identity, and then once we get the full list of once the full list of the Gen 1s have been minted, we'll airdrop everyone out the Gen 1 pass. So no one's going to miss out on those Gen 1 passes. Whoever has completed the whitelist, that'll be airdropped to you. So yeah, so no one's going to miss out on those. We have one here from Smoke. It seems as if money isn't important for development of 0x, as many projects have tried to cash in on the NFT craze by shilling to the masses. Why has the team decided to go secretive about the project and award the first small group of people? What revenues will support the long-term growth of the project? So on this one here, first off, money's always important. You can't negate money. So you need money to grow as a project, and you need it for resources. But as for the shilling, we don't. We're confident that we would be able to fill the whitelist by word of mouth, and we didn't really want to go down the route of the quote unquote scummy shilling process where we get everyone to send out invites and invite competitions and all of those other ones where people get your notifications from Discord and you either report them or just delete them straight away. We wanted to have a bit of a more organic growth, and we just felt really confident in that the whitelist would get filled. So that's why we hadn't shilled like you see a lot of other projects shilling. So we weren't secretive. We were pretty confident that the Gen 1 whitelist would be filled. And since we only had 350 Gen 1 identities, I think if there was too big of a community, we didn't want everyone to get all in uproar about and fighting over these Gen 1s, and we just didn't want any toxicity to come about that. So, and then just a little bit further on that, what revenues will support the long-term growth of the project? We're currently working on some revenue streams, which we can't really say too much about those yet. But as a little hint to everyone, uh, we're in a bit of an incubation stage. So if you want to look into that a little bit further, that's up to you guys. So um, there's some more here. These will be handed over to Noel, but I'll read them out for you guys. Are you guys thinking about Apple integration in the future?
No, we're strongly against sort of Apple at this point. Don't plan to release on Apple due to mainly being with Unreal and Epic.
Okay. Is there a minimum graphics card requirement to run the game?
We are going high fidelity, but it'll be a minimum of roughly a 1080 Ti, and then we say about a RTX 2060 with an i7 would be optimal.
What kinds of games and events are you guys thinking of implementing into the virtual world?
There's actually another question there as well that pertains to the core game loop. I guess I can answer the two in one by saying, sort of with the plans at the moment, we're beginning with a social space and the plans of expanding into an open world with multiple game functions in different spaces.
I saw a mention of a 2023 release date. Is there any concern that the project will be behind the larger studios who are likely about to enter the space? I know the team is very confident and like that, but what is some of the basis for this confidence given that it is a small team?
We predominantly work in large teams and know that honestly the progress is slower. Sometimes the larger the team can get, mostly due to the up and down process and typical working hours. With this one, us being a small team, we typically work some pretty ridiculous hours to get stuff like this done. And in that because we do the pipelines up and down from start to finish, we are, every single step in the chain, and we can go from one to the next and back and forward very quickly. With that, I guess I'm happy to sort of announce what we believe to be the sort of roadmap for that, which also answers another further question about the updated roadmap, which we are currently, and I guess tentatively believe that it's early to mid 2022 for an alpha, mid to late 2022 for a beta, and release in late 2022 to early 2023. So that's why the 2023 date comes up. It's kind of the end of that pipeline, but we plan to have a lot in the works before that date. And I guess the confidence against the rest of it comes mainly from knowing how quick that we can achieve what we're aiming to achieve, and what we aim to achieve to most likely be a larger scale than most.
So just moving down, there's a question from DMP3. There's a few questions in there that have already been answered, so I won't go over those again. Would like to see candid screenshots of development. So I guess in the process, Noel, if you wanted to take that one, I don't know if you've answered that already, but the candid screenshots of the development, is that something that you plan on doing along the process?
Yeah, that's very soon to come. I guess just like any process, we're in the early developmental stages. As we hone in and start repeatable processes, that's where we start recording and showing what's truly happening behind the scenes.
How many generations of NFTs are going to exist, and quantities and perks per NFT generation? So currently we have in our pipeline, we have generation 1 and generation 2, which we've announced. So generation 1 is the 350 identities that we're currently working on at this stage. So once we finish up the generation 1s, we're going to be moving across to the generation 2. For future development, I can't say from at this stage, we can't really speak for more than generation 2. It's something that we've been talking over, but at this stage can't really give too much more information. But Generation 1, they're going to have some extra utility in game, and we're in talks of some other utility that's going to be attached to those Generation 1s. But right now, our main focus is we actually need to get these identities out to all of you guys, and the current game development. So anything past Generation 2 at this stage, we haven't it's not like it's not the first thing that we've got on our minds for our pipeline, but it is something that we've discussed, and we'll probably be giving more information on that in the near future. So as for perks, Generation 1's obviously going to be special because there's only 350 of them. The designs are going to be a little bit varied, so that's going to be another little surprise for everyone. And there's going to be some extra utility that's attached to those Generation 1 identities. So the next couple are going to be for you, Noel. So will we be able to play the prototype and provide feedback? Will there be a beta release to the mass market, like so many Steam games do nowadays, for the mass market to test and provide feedback?
Yeah, I guess we wouldn't have it any other way. But largely like to build this on community response, and I guess with the sort of code breaking challenges and things like that, like sort of going with those kinds of integrations. But yeah, I guess as stated before, it's early mid 2022 for alpha, mid late 2022 for beta, and yeah, we'll definitely be doing some public releases.
The next one, any plans for Nft Marketplace for in-game items? So obviously at the stage of the game development where the guys are right now, we've discussed it, and we're thinking about ways that we can actually implement it. But I guess like the main focus, as I said a little bit earlier, is we need to get these identities out to all of you guys, like the first 350. We have the ongoing continued game development, and those are the main focuses at this stage. But as for the plans for Nft Marketplace for in-game items, yes, that's something that we have already discussed, and there'll be some information on that obviously in the future. So the next one from Sir Lancelot. Does a move to Polygon allow for future utility collaboration, given that it's a bridge? So the move to Polygon, as the OX team, all of us together, we got in a chat and we discussed this for hours. And when I say hours, it wasn't 1 or 2 hours. Like, this was hours upon hours. And I guess when it comes down to it, it's not just for the EVM bridge, like, and the utility. It's also for the visibility. So we want to make the game accessible to as many people as possible. And we just felt like, when there's newer people that come into the space, and crypto gaming, blockchain gaming's starting to become a main focus in the crypto space, a lot of new people are going to be coming straight into the crypto gaming world. And the first marketplace anyone really gets a hold of is the OpenSea marketplace. So that kind of narrowed our choices down a little bit. So we obviously had Ethereum and Polygon. So as everyone knows, like, Ethereum is the layer 1, and it's very easy to build off of the layer 1. But the gas prices, especially for newer users, is quite a steep, it's quite a steep price point for someone that's just entering the space. So, you're going to have your price of the NFT, and then you're going to be spending the same amount if not more, on gas prices in a real bad time for gas. So we've tried to make it accessible for everyone, as well as being on the premier marketplace that everyone comes to when they first come into the crypto space. I hope that kind of gives everyone a bit of insight on the reason why we chosen Polygon after we had moved away from the Immutable X launchpad. And also with Immutable X, that's not to say future things cannot be integrated. If we will eventually look at moving assets to Immutable X, I mean, it is going to be a lengthy process to do that, but we don't want to take that out of the question. If we were to do that, we would want to wait for a smoother API integration that makes it a little bit more user friendly. So I hope that gives everyone a little bit of insight on Polygon, why we've decided to move to Polygon. And just, I guess, one more point I'd like to bring up on the Polygon is if you actually go and have a look at the gaming that's being built on Polygon at the moment, everyone will probably be a little bit more surprised at what's being built on Polygon at the moment. So yeah, but that's pretty much how we made our decision and came to it. Next question for Meraki. Why are only the founder pass holders being allowed to play the alpha version? I guess the founders, they were the initial supporters of the project. They all came in, they've all given a lot of support, and we have noted down the original founders. So the people that hadn't hadn't given anything to the community, we've cut the founders allotment down. So just for the alpha, we're probably only going to allow the founders to be able to test and play that, but we're not going to close the possibility off to other members. But just the founders pass holders, they just have a little bit of extra utility on those passes, especially during the development of the project as a whole. So yeah, I hope that answers your question there. With only 350 mints for the Gen 1, why not leave the mint on Immutable X? So much more convenient than Polygon, in my opinion. So I guess I really kind of touched on that for everyone already, but we are going to make it as convenient as possible. So we're going to be building a Web3 layer that's going to be accessed from our website, and you're going to be able to mint directly from our website. So honestly, it's probably just as, if not more convenient for the user base being on Polygon. It's going to come up in your OpenSea. And yeah, so I think it's probably, yeah, that's probably the answer. Hopefully that's what you were looking for on that. I got another question from Azabu. Will the game be play to earn? How about paid to hold also? So Zabu, when we were looking at integration for the game, we're going to have some quote unquote quests that we're going to have in the game, quests, ciphers, so forth. And I guess when you complete those ciphers and quests and in-game actions, you will be rewarded with maybe an item, accessory. The possibilities are endless with that, and that will all be. We're working on integrating that to become a NFT. So you're basically going to be play to earn that way. And how about paid to hold? So we're currently looking at creating a community DAO for the project for the holders. I guess this will be only for the Gen 1. So that's why we're saying the utility of the project, the Gen 1s are going to be a little bit more special than the rest of the generations. Just utility wise. The art obviously is going to be awesome on everything, but just for that extra utility, um, we may implement those generation ones into the community DAO, which will, that will entail the paid to hold. Slayer, grape jelly or Vegemite. Well, I'm from Australia, so I'm gonna have to take that Vegemite option on there. Um, can you make a loose comparison to the world or gameplay of a past video game? Noel, do you want to answer that one?
I wouldn't necessarily say, yeah, I'd say we're stepping away from that and trying to be original. We have no marketplace assets. We've created everything from scratch here. So I guess what I would say is that it's a social MMORPG with a grandiose cyberpunk theme.
So if anyone has any other questions, you can raise your hand and we can answer any questions. But I've got another list of questions that has been forwarded through to me. So if no one has any questions in the chat right now, I'm just going to move over to that second list of questions right now. So let me just open this up a little bit. So this is from Sir Lancelot. Quick question about the new minting plans. Is the mint price still going to be fixed at 0.1 ETH, or is that flexible? Look, so we pushed back the mint date, and obviously right now everyone knows the prices of crypto are starting to skyrocket. So that 0.1 ETH in in 5 weeks or 6 weeks, when that Gen 1 mint is completed, that 0.1 ETH value, that could be way too out of reach for some people, especially some of our whitelisters. So we're just in discussions right now on where to pin that 0.1 ETH price at. So yes, it is flexible. We're not gonna destroy anyone's wallets. Um, we're not going to destroy anyone's wallets for a mint, but also we don't want to we don't really want to hurt us, like ourselves, in lowering the price too much, because yes, with the Gen 1s there's that added utility, um and when we probably need to elaborate that on a little bit further later on, but yes, we that price is flexible. So um by the way, this one's from Hacks Labs. By the way, do you know if we will be able to rig our individual models for meta-humans type stuff? It's a software using UE5 models. Basically, you can record live video and it creates the video using the rigged model.
Hey guys, my name's Tyler. I'm one of the other developers here as well. I'll just answer that one. So at the moment, the current system we have set up isn't suitable for metahumans. We haven't completely ruled it out in the future, but in terms of adaptability with gameplay, we have put it on the back burner because there are other things that we would like to implement that we think are more crucial in that aspect. So don't completely discount it, but I wouldn't get your hopes up too much about it in the future.
We got a question on Polygon Gas Fees. This one is from Bumblebee. So the Polygon network, yes, has very low gas fees, and that's probably another utility with the layer 2 solutions is the low gas fees. You know, you're paying for a transfer on Polygon, it might cost you 2 cents. So the the fees on Polygon are super low, and that's probably one of the reasons why when we decided to move away from Immutable X, why we decided to go with Polygon over Ethereum. So um, we look, from a development point, Ethereum is easy for development, but Polygon, trying to keep to our consumer bases, trying to keep their wallets and money in mind. That was one of the moving points to Polygon, and why we chose that. So we got a question from Wolfgang. When is public sale? So because we're on Polygon and we don't have to worry about gas wars and gas prices surging, we're going to be doing the public sale 48 hours after we're going to be doing the public sale 48 hours after the Generation 1 mint. Where is this is from Natural Mystic. Where is the team located, or which time zone? So pretty much we're a 50-50 split right now. So half the team is in North America, and the other half of the team is in Australia. So we've got 2 out of the 3 major time zones covered, but we always try and have someone available for questions in general chat all the time. So someone will always be floating around, able to answer any questions. Okay, we got a question, another one from Meraki. What I don't understand is the 0.1 Ethereum mint price. What justifies this price point without even considering ETH recently? Okay, so I did cover that. I did cover a lot of this question. I guess we can't really go too in depth right now on the utility of the Gen 1, but I guess the 0.1 Ethereum price point that we had set, I know minting, we got to try and keep the price reasonable, but once the utility of the Generation 1 has been shown to our public audience, I guess the 0.1 in the long run is not really going to be that much. If you can take anything from that, it's a bit of a hint, but other than that, I can't really go into too much more depth on that. So if anyone has any more questions, we've gone through our list in both. So if anyone has any other questions, just raise your hand, and we'll be happy to answer anything else. Noel, did you have anything else that you wanted to say, or put out to the community?
No, but happy to answer questions. That's everything on our list. That's pretty much run through.
Looks like everyone's pretty well set now. I mean, all the teams always going to be around. We're happy that everyone's come into the AMA, and hopefully we've run through a lot of the questions that you guys have had. And look, we're always going to be, like, all of the team, or someone's always going to be around the place. If you guys have any more questions or anything to do with the project at all, just you can either flick us a message or ask a question in general, and we'll always be around. So yeah, and obviously some of the questions we can't answer everything. We can't answer everything straight away because we've got some future plans that obviously we can't announce yet, but we'll always try to give as much information as we can. We've got another question here from Bay Day BMW. Will whitelisters be able to get any other aspect like the Gen 1 pass after their identity mint? We'll have to see. I'm not going to answer that one. So, hopefully, yeah, I guess, sorry, Bayday. Here comes the questions. Some more. Any airdrops for Gen 1s? Well, yes, Gen 1. If you mint your Gen 1, you're obviously going to get your pass airdrop to you as well. And we were looking at some sort of integration with that Gen 1 pass into the final game. So those Gen 1 passes aren't just going to be some NFT sitting in your wallet when they airdrop to you. So there will be some utility with those Gen 1s. Bayday. Okay, will there be similar utility like the NT bytes for 0x identities? So I think I touched on this a little bit earlier. This is to do with our funding. So the NT bytes were currently being incubated. So I'll just use that term again. If you guys want to look into incubation and take what you want from that, but yes, there will be something like the NT bytes coming for sure. But we're just in a bit of discussions with that at the moment on, that's all I'm going to say. So, but yeah, I hope we got a lot of your questions answered today, and yeah, so I'll just give it another minute or so. Yes, yes, the AMA will be recorded and uploaded. We'll just probably one of the guys is recording it, so we'll be able to post that up so everyone can go back and have a listen to it again. I'll probably listen to it again and probably feel a bit embarrassed myself if I've made any mistakes while I've been talking. So, but looks like we're just about done. So I just want to say thanks everyone for coming in. That was pretty good. We got through a lot of you guys' questions, and thanks everyone for sticking around in the group. We've got a lot of things coming. I know a lot of projects say it, but we do have lots of extra. We do have lots of extra announcements and so forth coming, and we hope everyone sticks around because some of them are gonna be crazy. So, alrighty, but yeah, good stuff, guys. All right, that's the end. GG's.